Assuming your relationship is normal like any other, your partner has probably broken your heart a few times, if not a lot. Have you found your cure to a broken heart?
Cure to a broken heart.
Have you found?
I mean, I think again, I'll say there's a lot, like, what do I say? Sometimes your heart is broken because there's stuff you yourself have not dealt with.
Okay.
At least I'm going to say for me.
For you.
That things may be, like, for example, when we met, I had very low self-esteem.
Okay.
Yes, I had, my self-esteem was on the floor, like it was really bad. So when we met, he made me feel really beautiful.
Yeah.
And he made me laugh, and he made me feel
Unasikia
special.
buda. Unasikia buda.
Is that true? Yeah.
Buda kama una ndoo, kuwa na humor.
Huwezi kosa zote mbili.
Tafuta humor
No,
buda.
seriously. No, Monsky would make me...
Monsky with the lines. So many of comics
No,
are crying.
I don't think you understand me. I remember this one time we were in number 3. And I've talked. Then he's just looking at me. Then I'm like, why are you just like, he's like, I'm sorry, your eyes.
You're so. Oh my God!
My eyes must be pretty, guys.
You felt that in your soul.
Box nilitafuta. Like, let me enter. I'm entering myself. No, but he made me feel all these things.
Yeah.
You get, and you realize that at the beginning of the relationship, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You get, and then at some point you sort of get used to each other, and then you realize, Allah, you're not doing the things. You're not telling me the eyes thing as much as you used to. You're not doing all these things. So I start having an issue. Like, do you not love me anymore? Without realizing that what attracted me, that whole thing was based on an insecurity that also I had. I felt not pretty.
Yeah.
I felt not loved. I felt all these things. So it's not so much, I mean, it's not sustainable.
Yeah,
The
it's not
reality is you
sustainable.
can't wake up for 25 years and say, I'm sorry, your eyes.
Yeah, your
I
eyes
mean,
are so beautiful.
it will be dope, but it's not. I mean, I don't mind it.
Atasema kesho.
I'm like, but honestly, and you realize that for me, the thing has been, can I go back and deal with what's the root cause of my insecurities, my issues? Can I deal with that?
Yeah.
So I give him more grace. Like, it's okay. It doesn't mean he doesn't love me if he doesn't do A, B, C, D.
True.
It just means he's just being himself.
He's just being human.
And vice versa. I don't know what you think.
Yeah. Nice one. It's like when they say when a guy is hitting on a chick, they're always ready to spend so much money. And then now when you get used to, now you reduce that need. But ladies need to understand that the recruitment budget is different from the operational budget. There's a budget for recruitment. Once the recruitment happens, operation loan is a bit lower. Wage bill must go lower. So, I mean, it's only fair. Mosky can feel me, you know.
I'm like, we 100%. And the men there say, thank you.
To understand. And this is accounts 101. It's crazy.
Capital finance.
Yeah, finance.
Have you guys, Nameless, have you found a cure to a broken heart?
Yeah, I think same thing. You have to grow, and I especially because I have a 16-year-old. So hati yangu ili break ikakuwa strong iko sawa.
Uko poa sasa.
I mean, I'm like, yo, but I understood the importance of growing your self-security. Because when someone else has the power to break you, there's a problem. So I realized you have to have the independent belief in your value.
Yeah.
But the only way you can truly believe your value is when you really grow.
Yeah.
Because then you know, I have something here.
Yeah.
Now you're no longer scared if someone is trying to say, mi naenda. Uko, unaenda.
Sawa.
Wewe unajua unaenda.
Do you know
No,
me?
unataka kuiacha.
But you have to really know.
Yeah.
your value. When you don't know it, you'll still be insecure.
Yeah.
So now that's what I try and do even with my kids. 16, so already I'm like, there'll be hurts that you'll your heart will be broken.
Yeah.
But every broken heart, check
Learn
yourself
something.
and grow.
And it teaches
build
you,
and what up. Yeah. So for me, I think the nini is to grow yourself security,
Yeah, sure.
security, and not put the way they say, find ways to don't rely on someone else to give you that joy. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
But you have to have it from within. So I think
Yeah.
that's what I would say,
Yeah.
which is kind of the same thing. Yeah.
I think for me, it's what we had talked about earlier. How I found my cure to a broken heart is actually lowering expectations. Because you realize you keep on getting broken because you think this man is here.
Yeah.
And you want him to act like he's here.
Yeah.
And once he falls short, even a dot,
Yeah.
it's chaos.
Yeah.
It's chaos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like what you've said, you take him as who he is, and you work with who he is, and you keep on telling him, I would prefer this, but even if you fall short, sorry. Even if you fall short, we keep moving.
But I would prefer.
But I would prefer that you don't fall short. And I'll make it known.
But come on.
This is what you bring.
We can't do much here. Okay.
For you?
For me, I've learned I need a lot of grace because there's some things that I keep falling short. So the same way I need a lot of grace, I need to extend the same grace. And this is easier said than done.
Yeah.
Like now I can easily say it here in the podcast. Then June, something else will happen. I'll forget all that stuff. Back to zero. Yeah, wachana na mambo ya internet wewe. Tuko ground, So it's a thing that of extending grace because you will definitely need it.
Sure.
And to be honest, I think that's a very important value in marriage. That you need to give somebody a lot of grace. Yeah.
It's a skill, eh?
It's a skill.
Yeah.
It's a skill you develop. It's like a muscle.
It needs a lot of humility too.
It does.
You put down your ego.
Yeah.
So question 11. Monski amekurecruit into the
Processed sugar.
processed sugars.
I'm sorry. I've let the team down.
Husbands, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers. Ben and Nameless, have you heard this before? Let me repeat it. Yeah. So at least now you see where it's going, yeah? Husband, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers.
Husbands?
I think this is a verse.
It sounds like a verse.
It's a verse.
The first part was what?
It says, husband, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers.
I don't know what I feel about the weaker partner, but you guys go.
Yeah.
Ben and Nameless, have you heard this before?
I was going to say...
I've heard it before.
Oh, you've heard it? Mimi ninakwanga a bit short on the Bible.
No, it's a verse.
Yeah, so I felt it was a verse. And why I'm finding that such a powerful question is that I feel it's making us question something, which I love. I love to question something. In fact, I was just telling Wahu on We're Coming what I love about the whole podcast thing and talking about that is it makes, as you can see, it can do anything. It can be conversations about stuff. I love conversations. Okay. You get?
Yeah.
She will tell you, I can be annoying because I want to get deep into conversation and question again. But why?
Why?
But why? You get?
Yeah.
So when I hear that, and I like how you said, like, I have an issue with that.
Yeah.
I love when people want to question.
Yeah.
Because I think, I'd say in our culture, we're not trained, it's not encouraged to question.
Yeah.
In every aspect, from the village to the world, I feel it's more of take. But, where, fuata. And that's why I love, when you called me.
Yeah.
I was like, I've been watching and I'm so curious.
How does it work?
First, I see the similarities in terms of we're a couple working together.
Yeah.
We lean together, but trust me, even for us, we would be in the industry together, but the time we truly started working together is when we started working on an album together.
Yep.
Wewe.
Ndio ulijua. Ndio ulijua.
Nilisema kwani hatukonsider work before.
Truly tested.
Tested. We literally had to go to a life coach to say what is going on.
Okay.
And he listened to us and said, I know the problem. You guys need to work on a strategic plan. It was like, strategic plan? Because what's driving you and what's driving Monsky is different. And if you don't join that vision, understand what, you'll always be clashing on what's important or what's making the decisions. So I was like, yo, that's interesting. But for me, a strategic plan always sounded like for a big company. Even a small, So we went through that process.
Yeah.
And we realized, like, for example, what drives us to inspire and what drives me is to empower. So we realized our decision making was struggling because of that. So for me, when I see couples working together, I'm already like, wow, I want to meet, talk, hear, see, learn from each other. And one thing I love is talking to guys in different generations. Yeah. Even musically.
Yep.
I learn a lot when I'll be talking to a kid who's like, yo, I want to come talk mental. And I'll go and sit with him and I'll spend hours because as I'm sharing my experience, he's also sharing something.
Yep.
And I'm listening and I'm like, yo, that's, because our industry, my brother, you have to be, it changes and you have to be really good to adjust and change.
Which you've done.
Cannot survive with being the same. Yeah. And we learned that at some point. So I love mentoring, I love sharing, I love talking, because even me, it's what do you call it? There's a word for it. There's reverse mentoring. It's something like that. Yeah. So for me, when I see something new and it's interesting, I'm curious to know.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I would love to understand how that works. So like the podcast was saying earlier, like, okay, what's that about? Yeah. Because it's nice to converse.
Podcast space, yeah.
But what goes on there, So as much as you're interviewing us, I wanted to also know, when you started talking about that, like, what's been your experience?
Yeah.
Should you come with your question? Because I feel like people learn a lot from conversations.
Yeah.
You yourself learn a lot as you're doing the conversation. Yeah. So I'm sure you guys have grown because of this process.
Yeah.
So I was just curious to know, like, for you guys, because it's something that interests us.
With podcasts, it's so kitambo, how people were introduced to celebrities is mostly through what the media teaches you, what the media is giving you. Traditional media. And you see, this way, they're giving you only a very small, I'd say, what they want you to see, and sometimes it can be reacted. It can be not necessarily you. It's until later on you get to hear somebody like, I heard your story on CTA, Nameless, and I got to really understand who Nameless is. You gave us your whole journey. And what that made me understand is that you are actually not batishying throughout all this time. It is something, there's so much depth with what you're saying. And I feel like that's where podcasts come in, Podcasts are, it's like you're a well, and people are feeding off what you have based on your experiences in life. Yeah. And that's one of the things that a lot of people are connecting to, because now people don't want the usual, like in history, the way guys will say political instability, climate change. You see those same questions. Corruption. People want to hear something deeper. So now, like when you say, like, for example, Wahu, that, you struggle with self-esteem, somebody out there now connects and like, okay, so this is not a me problem. It's a common problem that we're going through, because at that time we only used to see you on the media. So we thought everything was perfect, So I feel like the gap for podcasting, that's where it lies, where a lot of people are now coming to feed off mostly from your experience. And that's why we even the guests that we bring on the Joyride, we like them to speak from a point of their own experience and their own journey. And we've come to learn that it becomes more organic. So I think you guys would kill it. I'm just hinting.
So for me, like, even I'll be honest, like, even when we're doing a reality show, docu-reality. When we would see it, I initially I was like, would I do that? Because I'm very private.
Super.
Super. Yeah, so I'm just like tupatane kwa stage.
Yeah. That's what you do.
Kwa interview.
Labda. Kuna hiyo labda.
Nipiga hapo alafu once in a while kwa post ya Facebook. Naweza jefanya reality show.
Yeah.
But I was studying it, you know, and when I was studying and seeing, and for me, I think I reached a point of, you know, different. I was no longer like just looking at myself as an entertainer, but I was like, yo, we were talking about it, and we moved into more like purpose. So before it was more driven by passion. But now we're like, yo, there's some things you learn in your experience and you want to share it. So I can see that happening. With you guys with podcasts. So for us, we started working with Eugene approached us. And he said, you know, and I said, okay, I don't want to do those dramatic because that's not us. And I don't know how to.
Kurushiana maji.
You're a liar. Look up with me. That was nice.
So we looked at it differently in a way that we feel it's authentic. So I'm hearing what you're saying. You want to be authentic.
Oh, it has to.
Yeah, it has to be authentic, you know. But people like different things. Others, they want drama.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
There's
space for everything. And there's times as well.
There are times you want to see drama.
I just want to see.
I'm
in the mood for this.
Drama.
There are times you want
It's like
this.
too deep. Alafu baadaye utanipata tu Nairobi gossip.
Julie life.
So you begin to see what is your thing. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So for me, you know, that's what why that was our why.
Yeah,
that's
for
what
sure.
made us say, okay, maybe we can do it in this way.
Yeah.
And even for us, when we're like, well, we'd love you also to be in us, and maybe let people understand why are conversations important, and how. Because I also try to understand how is the energy. Because when I see something I like, I also want to know the story behind it. Because I always say it can't be all
rosy. Yeah.
So I want to know more.
Yeah.
Then I can tell. Yo si yangu.
Yeah.
Inaweza lakini nikifanya hivi. Yeah. So for me, I think that's one of the reasons I was like really like wanting to be here.
Sure.
To share, but also to learn. And see how we can keep the conversations going. So if it be it through a reality show, be it through conversations, being whatever. So I mean, I love. It's awesome how like I've really been enjoying myself.
So much.
Finally, I can tell Wahu something.
When we were talking with you on the phone, and then you told me that. So I'm thinking maybe we can merge maybe this and the show. And, you know, Monski was sharing it to me as if it's something I can refuse, you know. So we have to compose. And you know, you can start here. So like, yeah, that will work. And then after that, you are like almost screaming.
Because always checking with someone to see whether you share the same vision.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed. But we were super excited even to be part of the.
And I guess it's because, again, I think there's an alignment of why conversations are so important and why people need to hear such conversations, because I think human experiences are so similar. And I think podcasts allow us, I think we've been able to build a community. I've done content since 2015, but it's only now with the joy that I've actually felt that I've built a solid community.
Wow.
So I feel like it's allowed me to really just, you know, give of myself.
That's
and
beautiful.
It's moved from passion to now actually purpose.
And that's really beautiful.
And that feeds your energy. Because for me, I realized that it's so interesting that I learned that, you know, when it's passion, it can be cool. But sometimes you can lose energy when you But when you feel there's something I'm doing that's changing
people's lives,
then it begins to give you new energy.
Oh, a lot.
Because for content creation, we've been saying 2015. Because me, sasingena na hema. Before my thing used to be just song nini kwa stage. Now
you have to do content.
And guys are like, Bono disappear. I'm like, really?
Kwani lazima sasa ni pause.
Sasa imekuwa yani cha lazima. And I'm like, I want to meet guys who I see on. I'm like, I need to know how do you keep your energy. Then sometimes someone tells me, bro, there are times I'm really out. So I'm like, oh, okay. And how do I play with it? So when you say 2015,
that's a long time. Doing the same thing, doing videos. But then now here with the podcast is when you feel like, because it allows you to just be genuine, like what you're saying with your show. You're allowed to like you've accumulated this experience, this wealth of information, and becomes now an outlet for you to share with guys.
And for us, I think even like Monsky said, Eugene approached us some time back, and we were both not in the space to do it because the why was not like we are. Even I'm super private as well. Like there has to be a real reason why I would let people in. And it was during COVID, actually, when we really had now a lot of time to sit and talk about lots of things. And then you realize, wow, there's so much I wish I knew, first of all, at the beginning of our relationship that I know now. In fact, you feel like, okay, sorry guys, ilikuwa hoax. So there's that, and then you realize once you learn quite a lot of these things you want to share. And you're not sharing as this is the textbook way of doing things. You're sharing, this is my journey. This is where we have failed. This is where we have succeeded. This is how. And there'll be somebody who will use that at the very least to benchmark and part of their research or follow or whatever it is, but it will enrich someone. So once we were in that space of, we've been married this long, we've had careers this long, and now our mindset has changed to more, why are we doing why are we doing what we're doing? And you're like, okay, let's have this conversation, let's share our authentic stories. And pretty similarly, like to you guys, like let's just fill that space.
That would be great. Awesome. It's awesome. So that's why when you were talking about that question, I was like, this is deep.
This is deep.
This is the things I like.
One of those chaotic questions. I
like chaos.
Question.
It's good.
I know this question very, very well.
It's a good one.
I have seen this question in the Bible.
I love it.
Husbands do what?
So the verse is, husband, in the same way be considerate as you live with your wives and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of Husbands, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life. So nothing will hinder your prayers. Ben and Nameless, have you heard this before?
So that nothing will
Nameless, have you heard it?
I have not had it. I've never had it. I'm like, Allah, mbona wife amekuwa kificha hiyo verse na vinakujanga. Kume she sift the ones that are.
Actually, the Bible says.
Have you ever had it?
I've never had it before.
I've seen it before. And you see, I know the issue here is respect as the weaker partner. And I don't know much about it, but some versions would argue.
I'm curious to know what the verse before that was.
That's what I actually wanted to say. That the thing about Bible verses, it's a true story. If you read it out of context, it changes so many things. There's so many things. You have to read them and understand them in the Bible for you to understand why they happened. Even like Holy Communion. Kitambo Holy Communion was a full-blown party with wine. That changed a bit later. So the weaker partner here, I would need to understand what this verse means. But also, some people also argue that weaker partner meant in terms of frame-wise, like they're not stronger than you physically. I don't know, like the way you guys are looking at me.
Is there another part to that question? Because maybe it leads.
No, see, that's what it means. Ben and Nameless, have you had this before?
He's just asking whether you've had it.
So can I say something?
And then what do you think this means?
Okay.
What do you think this means? Oh, so for me...
Let's hear it.
No, okay, so for me, I'll be honest. Whenever I read the Bible... When I read the
Nico, ati whenever I read the Bible, when you're too much imeisha, sip.
I feel like, I honestly speaking, when I look at the Bible, I look at it in two ways. There's a part of the Bible I feel feels godly and feels timeless. And then there's some parts I feel in human error. Okay, Juliandikwa in a time and a culture. So I can tell huyu mliandika hapa inaweza choma because in a different generation Ineza sound very
condescending,
and you're weak, they're considered weaker. So I ask myself, when they're writing this, did they consider women to be weaker?
Yeah.
So for me, how I look at it is, there are areas. That's why I said it shouldn't be woman. It shouldn't be woman. It should be partner. There are areas I'm weak. That's true. And the area she's weak. And if I feel that I can help her in that area, that I can be stronger, then I should help strengthen her weak area. Yeah. And if she thinks I can be weak in an area, she can strengthen that area and say, how can I help you here? Or you're forgetting this. Can I help you? Then you improve. So I feel like maybe the wording at that time makes someone, what do you mean women are weaker? As opposed to, we all have our weaknesses. Is there a way you can help each other? That's moi. Yeah. So I that's why I struggle sometimes to take something verbatim. So when it doesn't make sense to me and I try hard to make sense, and now I give a place of it could have been written in a time when
things meant something different.
So I have to try and now look at it as now, I guess.
Wahu, you read the Bible.
I do.
What do you think that means?
So here is what. Okay. So in terms of meaning, I feel like the overall intention of the writer was positive. The overall intention was good in the sense that you're supposed to respect your wife. And obviously you can see there's a connection to prayer and God hearing you with that. Yeah. So the intention is good. So, but like what Monski is saying, it's good to look 360. And that's what I'm really trying to do now, even as I read the Bible. There's a cultural aspect to it. You get like there's a time aspect. So this was written at a certain time in a certain culture by human beings, right? So it's inspired by God, but there are all those other things. So it's good to look at all of that. Say, what was the culture of the day? The culture of the day was men. And if you look at the Bible, there's a lot of patriarchy, and this is the role of the man, and the woman is sort of. In fact, my daughter was asking me the other day, are there angels that are women?
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's a deep. How did you answer that?
I don't know.
That's some very deep questions, you know.
Like,
angels
I've never heard
I don't know
of female angels.
I don't know. Anakuuliza maswali zingine.
Unaketi unajiuliza.
Umetoa wapi hiyo wewe?
I know. So you're like, okay, it's good to consider all of that. So like for me, when you say weaker, I know in that time there's no way he was trying to be condescending. But in this generation where we are raising empowered girls, we're raising girls who can, you're educated, you're earning and stuff like that. The use of the term weaker will not, so you have to, you have to sort of sift through that and say your partner.
That's true.
Respect your partner.
I in no way think women are the weaker partners.
So what do you think about this verse?
Same with Wahu. You have to understand it with the context. I would like, as you said, to understand where the verse came from, to learn the
whole chapter. What was he saying?
What was it about?
And then you can look and say,
I don't think women are the weaker part. No.
I don't know much about this verse, to be honest. I'll go research more about it and give you guys the answer. But also, I don't think he was being condescending. This is Paul. Paul, literally, his ministry, it was funded heavily by a lady. It was actually called Lydia, who was a millionaire. She was super rich. And then
Did not know that.
You need to look at the Bible with the eyes of then. Even the Bible talks about slaves. Doesn't mean that now you need to also go get yourself a slave. But at that time, slavery was it was a common thing on a global thing. So I don't understand that. I need to understand the context.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Politics. I'm not saying anything. I've said many things. But
I need to eat at night and sleep. I have some type of place I need to eat and
But it's all good.
Okay, for me, when I really look back at how I am, I think we all have strengths and weaknesses. So I think one of my strengths is I'm like a critical thinker. So I really question everything. Anything I'm told, whoever is telling me, I kind of really question it and try to understand the process of how that concept of belief or value came about. So I kind of think that helps me in making my own decision of what I think is going to work. It's not about what you told me. It's not about what I just look and say, okay, let me think about it. If I'm married to her and in this place she'll shine, and I know I've checked myself and I'm not good in this part, then we'll all benefit because we are on the same team. So I realized that when I look back throughout my life, I've really questioned a lot. And sometimes I'm not sure and doubt myself, but when I search, I find something that affirms what I'm thinking is okay, or I see the results. And if I see the evidence is going against what I thought, then I change it. So I think I have to think for myself more than just follow what tradition says. So when I really analyze tradition, I realize it's just a way people think at a certain time, and it needs to evolve. So I ask myself, how should it evolve to give us the results we need? And I'm like, okay, if she's good in this area and I'm not good, let her lead. If I'm good in this area and I've checked I'm good, because I might not be, but I'm thinking good and she's cool with it, let me lead. So I'm big on the fact that culture needs to evolve. It needs to evolve for the needs of that time. Yeah, so I think that we're always told, keep your tradition, keep what, but I'm always like, does that really make sense? Yeah. So the decisions I've made in my life is more thought of deeper than just following what someone tells me.
Go.
So, interesting question. What do you think it took for your partner to fall in love with you when they did? Should I do both questions or should I do one at a time? I do both? Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think it took for your partner to fall in love with you when they did? And B, do you think you both fell in love with each other at the same time, or did one person buy in faster than the other?
1-0.
I think we didn't fall in love at the same time.
You
Maybe
did or you
1
didn't?
year we didn't. I had 1
One
year.
year you want to see yourself.
Let's be clear.
Nilikuwa najidate
Umejitune, umejihype.
nilikuwa solo like for a while. So I fell faster. And I think Ben just needed the same qualities I was talking about. I think Ben was dating for marriage. So he was looking for, at that time, I think he was looking for someone he can marry. And I think he found that. Yeah.
What do I think I did for that 1-0 fell in love with me?
Sorry.
I think for real is when I showed her how serious I am about a family, that I would want a family in future and growing together as a unit. Is that what?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
So I think it's that one.
And who fell faster?
You fell for it.
Hey, good luck.
Zile line zako
What do you think it took for your partner to fall in love with you? Gosh, I don't know how to answer that.
Just say, like, what do you think ulifanya nini nikakuangukia?
Nameless
Ulikuwa too hot.
Okay.
Breathing in and out.
I was breathing.
Yeah. And that was enough.
That was it. Pulse. It was a pulse. That was all.
I was here. I really don't know what to say.
Yeah.
What did you take for your partner to fall in love with you when they did? I don't know. That's my honest answer. I don't know what.
You don't know what was making me crazy about you?
No.
Your eyes.
My eyes. Your eyes. I don't know what.
Do you need to know?
It would be kind of nice.
Is that information?
It would be kind of nice.
Yes, later you need to know.
It would be nice. Nice.
Say it.
Yeah.
I just found okay, for sure physically immediate.
Cheesy.
I just found her like very vivacious. The eyes, of course, got the eyes have it. I remember she had short hair. I like that, and broad her shoulders. I kept telling her,
Wow, I don't understand. He kept telling me your shoulders.
There's something. I'm like, there's something about your shoulders. I'm like your shoulders.
People want to say, add that thing.
What's some vitu interesting? Like I find like when Jiro's knees.
That's so soft. Like, I don't know, man. Like the weird things that just make you feel wow. You know, I found that.
So he's told me this before about my shoulders, which to date I still find Miss Yellow story shoulders, and the eyes. I don't know why. How do I feel? Beyond that, alisema nini ingine? Hata sikumbuki alisema nini ingine. But the truth is, whatever it is, I genuinely know he loves me. You know, so I've the why and all those other things. I remember I used to ask that a lot when we started dating all those years ago, and it used to give me a sense of security, make me feel good and stuff like that. But at some point, I just knew this guy penders me. So it stopped being more about the why and more like he just does. Just be okay with that. The fact that he just does. Me with my imperfections and my what I'm trying to do, everything. So it stopped being a big deal why, and it became more comfortable that he does. Najua sija kujibu. Lakini tutaflow.
And it definitely I felt we were connecting a lot.
Yeah.
Pretty early. And we're not cheka jokes zangu.
Mimi nakuanga mfani hivi.
Unanipatia moral. Yeah, so I think that was I felt we connected pretty fast. I was like dem supu yani ni msupu na anadautia ni msupu. I thought that was also awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought that was awesome. Like, I'm not beautiful. I'm like, hey. We're at hajui.
Hajajalia shoulders. Hajui shoulders zake.
Now you know Wahu. Now you know.
That's hilarious. And then the second part of the question
Has
was
Nameless answered?
No, I don't know. What do I think made you
fall in love with?
Yeah, but I think she was connecting with me in terms of, when we joke about stuff. And then I felt very calm with her. It's weird that you've fallen for someone, but you're not. You don't normally fall for someone before, and then you're very awkward with them.
Yeah.
It's a funny thing. I'm now even realizing now. Okay. But then with her, I'm falling for her, but I'm not feeling awkward. I'm feeling like we're rhyming. You know, I've just realized it now. So these questions are making me I'm realizing that was one unique thing. That meant we had a connection.
It was calm.
Because I'm not like
trying.
tense and trying.
Yeah.
Just saying something. Maybe an Indian. So I'm like, this is nice. And then, alafu hata ajui yeye ni msupu.
I don't understand how that is.
One day.
I don't understand it. I don't get it.
Nice one.
But on the rhyming part, I think one of the reasons why, because I also felt extremely comfortable around him, is we realized that first we are from the same financial bracket. Sisi wadosi. Because you know it's so bad when you like a guy and then they are rich.
Yeah.
I love you have to do so much.
You have to keep trying. You know, like
Think
it's
it's
too
hard
much
for a chick?
work.
You think it's hard for a chick?
It's hard for a guy, yeah?
Try, dude. When you're a richer chick. You want to spread the spirit of poverty. It's crazy.
That was so comforting to know, because I remember that first date when he was telling me, we only eat jam on Christmas Day. I said,
You're like, guy, this is a guy. This is a guy.
I don't have to try.
And we're taking things in common.
Yeah.
Many kids, we were fifth born, both of us, and we're last borns. And then we both of us 5 fathers and mothers similar. Any of our stories were very
It
similar.
was very similar.
So you can imagine you're talking like, even you. So I think all that made it easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice one.
Do you think you both fell?
Or would we
At the same time,
Who fell for the other, the first one?
or did one person buy in faster than the other?
Sema tu kweli. Unafilaje?
Facts, eh?
In fact, too.
I don't know. I think we fell for each other at the same time.
I think so.
I feel it was very mutual. Like, oh my God, I really like this.
Because at that point I was single. I just come out of a relationship.
So weird, because we just both come out of a relationship that was around about the same length.
So I think we're both ready at the same time. Kind of like both ready. And then we're too young, so we're just easy to...
It was not even a story. We were not at the kuna future.
Yeah.
It was, So, but I think it was extremely mutual.
Yeah.
No.
But then I assumed it was mutual. And
No,
then,
it was.
Acha tusikie.
Nini wewe unajaribu kulenga hii part. So me I'm like, I
Therapy.
think I'm assuming we are good.
Yeah.
So nikamshow, okay, Valentine's naona tunapatana. Akanicheki design ya
Unasema?
Valentine.
Who told you that we are doing Valentines together? Haujauliza. Mimi kuna boy mwingine naenda na yeye.
Niko na plans.
Where?
Please tell Monsky to heal his 20-something years later.
I was like,
It's been 20-something years later.
remember the first date we felt, she said it was 26th December.
listen.
Goja. 26th December was when she said, we are together. We said it without saying it, but we
Babe, but you didn't really ask me.
This is February
the
14th.
problem. The problem is this.
Yeah.
He didn't really ask me. Okay, here's the thing.
Do you get?
Yeah.
He never really asked me to be his chick.
Oh, you said we are doing this thing.
No.
So me, 26th, none of us.
You know how I found
said,
out I'm his girlfriend?
In a song.
And we went, no.
Let's
Even
get
the song
verse
I
3.
was doubting. I'm like, I don't know who you're singing to. Because Akuna official will you be?
Yeah.
You know, we've gone for a bash at his sister's house. Do you remember? And then his sister's friend introduces me. So I'm the kachik. I've just come and I'm trying to be nice and to smile. Then the sister's friend introduces me. Oh, this is Monsky's girlfriend. You're like,
And
who?
like, oof, okay, I didn't know that too.
Monsky I'm looking at Monsky. Monsky had kind of eye contact.
Mimi nimekuletea watu ni mwangu.
Hizi bulbs na kabzuri.
And I'm dying on this hill.
Asked me.
So she's like,
You're dying on that hill.
So
Ask me. So when that Valentine's, since December we had, so why we use that December as our official? Because it's the first time we really genuinely connected. We sat down and had an amazing, it was one of the first, earliest, beautiful memories that we have. So we said we'll be using this as our anniversary for dating.
Yeah.
But the truth is, hakuwa ameniuliza.
The question came after.
So Valentine's, ananiambia, so tutafanya. I'm like, mimi kama nani? Hujaniuliza. Hata mtu usemanga, will you be my Valentine?
Yeah.
So akaniambia kuna jamaa anaenda. Amemuita. Akajaribu kunigonga.
Alikuwa anataka kupunch, eh?
Yeah, kupunch.
Umeshapanga vitu unamuuliza.
You took your
connected.
Anakuambia kuna jamaa, wewe ukabakia ai.
So so it was, so I think it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to know, because it was just like,
Yeah.
I got some.
So I think nilijitune, nikajiingiza hiyo box, nikajiambia mimi ni dema.
Alafu akaongeza ile ya eyes kwisha.
I mean, he told me the eyes and the shoulders.
Hapo sawa. Haya.
Oh, it's mine, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. In considering monumental moments in your respective relationships, as a couple, rank the following in order of the most difficult milestone to get over.
Okay.
May get it? A rank in showing PDA, talking about exes, making up after your first argument, saying I love you to each other, first time traveling together. Wow. Do you remember how each of those first moments happened? What made each of them difficult? Go through them one by one. Extraordinaire.
Therapist.
P-E-E-S-T. So as a rank the following in order of the most difficult. So maybe you guys can.
The most difficult.
Maybe I don't know if you guys can agree on.
Is it the most difficult?
The most difficult is for me is PDA.
Okay.
Oh, yeah?
So PDA, showing PDA.
That was difficult,
it was a hard
man.
one.
Nini tunashikana mkono town nini?
Until today you struggle.
It's partly,
I'm like, still? I'm like, okay, it's important.
It's cute.
Still?
It's making her happy, so I gotta do it.
You know what? Honestly, babe, I don't. Maybe I chose to ignore that it's difficult for him because I'm a PDA person.
Yeah. Okay.
So I enjoy holding hands and stuff like that. But I always remember us doing it.
Yeah,
Was it difficult for you?
Actually, the beginning it wasn't.
It became harder with time.
Yeah.
Why?
Hey, guys, we are.
No, why? I want to know.
No. Yeah, it's in the beginning it was very easy, excito, but at the same time, I think there are times I'm not in the mood
to hold my hand
of holding or doing whatever, and at times I am. So it switches. But actually, as you've said, it's not as much. I think it would for us.
It wouldn't be the time.
It wouldn't be the time.
To be continued. Top, So PDA you'd say would be
PDA for me was the hardest, man. Like,
like,
I just feel like I'm being too emotional in public.
And you're like,
I don't want to show them the emotional part.
I remember why I kind of started struggling with PDA. I was walking with her like this and walking towards campus. And I'll never forget that day. It was 7 o'clock in the night. Like, I have such a nice hot girlfriend and she pendas me and it's so nice. And then there were 5 guys who were walking, approaching us, and one guy, really short guy, was walking.
Short guys.
I remember he was pretty short. That's what I remember. It was dark. He's walking towards me, and these other 5 guys are walking, and I'm there like, wow. So I see him doing this, so I thought he wants to give me a high five. He slapped me properly.
What? Why?
That's my question.
What in the Gotham City is this?
Would I slap me? Yeah. Like he's just like coffee. So a man and a campus guy with his girlfriend showing PDA. And then this guy must have decided, wewe, ni nini unafurahi sana demu wako? Wacha nikupige coffee mbele yake.
So what happened after?
So for me,
he's short.
So for me, it was a shock. So I was like, what just happened? So me, I wear specs. These are specs, this that means look at. So there are 4 guys. My girlfriend is there. Oh my god, yeah. So I decided, I remove
your glasses
because I know something's about to go down.
Yeah.
And if you value your glasses, you first protect your glasses. So I put my glasses in the back pocket. Now the lucky thing when I did that, they thought I'm removing a knife.
Yeah.
Hakuna daga. So I took advantage and said, hey, so now they're kind of like trying to see how do they attack me. As they're doing that, instead of running, because I want her to run away because there's nothing she's going to do there. She's there busy there, so they're trying to now come attack us. God, 7 other guys, I think there were like 5 or 7 guys, rugby guys from Nairobi. I was in Nairobi University, so they're walking. They are now walking, crossing the road, then they see me trying to navigate with these 4 guys who are trying to fight with me. Then they looked and said, because I've checked my specs, so they didn't recognize me at first. I said, hey, Monski. Then I'm like, hey, Sasa. Then I'm like, these niggas are trying to. They saw those 7 guys. They killed beards. They ran. They looked like, what the hell? So they all ran. So when they ran, I told Wahu, next time you see men are about to fight, please run.
Yeah.
Go.
Or who's there? He's a referee.
I was trying to calm them down. I'm like, stop.
I'm like, what are you trying to help? So I'm like, go. Okay? She's like, okay, but that was so scary. I'm like, just remember, when there's drama, you are more of a problem when you are here.
That's so true.
Yeah. Then she's like, okay. Then the rugby guys have walked.
Yeah.
Those guys who had slapped me.
Yeah.
So now I'm alone. They come back for us again.
All this is because of holding hands.
I don't even know what that was about.
It's just a guy who looked at this very happy guy.
Hey.
Happy in your relationship.
Hey.
Stupid.
Who do you think?
So by the way,
They came back.
You can't remember they came and then I told you run.
And I ran this
then
time.
You ran to the guys.
And I told
them they have come back. Then they came back. Then now those guys ran away again. So
Hey,
long and short,
yeah.
you guys
It's going to coffee.
Oh my
Anyway,
God.
this was talking about exes.
Yeah.
Making up after your first argument, saying I love you.
The most
to each
difficult was
other.
PDA, followed by exes not really. Traveling together was not a problem. What's the other one?
Saying
Fighting.
I love you to
Saying
each other.
I love you. And then making up.
That was a bit easy for me.
For her,
For you, it took time because you kept asking me, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does
I've
it
been
mean?
in a relationship alone for a whole year. So you come back.
fourth punch. We'll tell you, piece of confused dates.
You just want to say I love you.
What
can't move
does that
on.
mean?
No.
What does that mean? So
Yeah.
that was easier for me than it was for her. What's the other one?
Making up, Cindy, after your first fight.
Making up after your first fight.
Yeah, that was also. I think that's the second
So
difficult.
showing PDA and
Second
making
difficult.
up. And then
What's
saying
your
I
most
love you.
difficult?
Making up after our first fight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
because
that
I
was a
thought
hard
it was
one.
over.
You
Yeah.
are like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We are
thought,
done.
yeah.
Move
I'm
to
not
New Zealand to
fixing
start a
things.
new life.
Yeah, so that was really hard for
Oh, yeah?
me. Yeah, I thought it was the end of us.
For sure.
Okay.
And you are like, I don't want to invest. I don't want to.
Yeah.
And
And also because of how I was single for a whole year,
Yeah.
my guards, my guards were up with
We're
them.
like, no.
So it was
Yeah.
like now, like I was waiting for the ball to drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once the first argument happened, I thought it was the end.
It was the
Okay.
end.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the hardest for you to do in all those?
I
four?
think the hardest was making up.
After
After
fight.
first
The
fight.
first fight. I
wow.
actually remember
Oh, yeah?
the time. Yes, babe. Don't you remember the time when we broke up? I was in first year in my room, and then that was difficult for me as well. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very difficult. And then we stayed for all of maybe 1 week.
Yeah.
And I'm
then
like,
you're like,
oh crap,
I missed this
up.
guy.
I messed up. I should not have left this guy. And I need to go. Since I'm the one who, whatever, I'm the one
And
who
the
has to,
things, yeah.
to initiate. Yeah, babe, I came to your room.
Wow.
Do you not remember I came
I
to
can't
your
remember
room?
that.
I came to your room and I didn't really say sorry, but I mean, but that was
That was
difficult.
hard, yeah.
It was difficult because, Well, I think that was probably that.
Most
Yeah.
difficult.
What about you, Momsky? What's the
I'm
hardest?
trying to see the hardest. How did we do saying I love you? I can't remember.
We couldn't say I love you for the longest.
Oh, we were saying,
Really?
I feel.
I after.
Because my niece she was small at that time because
Yeah.
now she's a grown woman and she couldn't say love. She used to say af.
I feel.
I feel.
Nakupenda?
We also used to say nakupenda
Yani
because it
wasemi
could
to
mean
say,
like
I love
Then
you.
to say,
yeah, it's so heavy. So
Yeah.
I say I feel like he leaves a note in my
Yeah.
whatever I aff you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was very difficult. I don't remember the first time. I don't even remember who said it first.
Yeah, even me, I can't remember.
But for a good minute there, it was nakupenda.
Talking about I mean,
Yeah,
I
exes
don't
was
think it's
quick.
been hard.
Yeah,
I
that's
Exes
talk
was
about your
quick.
exes as well.
yeah, that wasn't hard.
Yeah, that's me as well. I was just laughing. All of them. How could you stick this low? You're a strong woman.
Is like, you dated that guy.
Yeah, that was really like really. Test yako iko. I'm not in myself now. I'm not playing.
You're doubting yourself based on the choices you made. I'm in this category. Bwana. I hear you.
I had to throw a jab there, but I'm thinking honestly in that way, showing PDA. When you've said it, I'm actually like, it's true. In the beginning, it wasn't that hard.
Although you dropped me once in front of your friends.
Yeah, but I know I'm not a PDA
person.
Yeah.
So I must have been doing that because of overexcitement, but then
You
so
calmed
down. On a coffee.
Yeah, plus that as well. So yeah, so I think same thing. Yeah.
The easiest must have been traveling together.
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Fun.
Yeah.
I remember each of the first moment happened. What made we've kind of talked about
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Go through them.
Okay.
See 1-0?
Yeah. What memory do you think your partner treasures the most about your relationship and why?
What's your partner?
Yeah. Treasures most.
About your relationship.
What memory?
What you treasure?
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll get this wrong. But I think what you treasure the most is the wedding.
Is the wedding.
The wedding. What do you think I treasure the most?
Honeymoon.
Okay,
Yeah.
Skip down.
Honeymoon, yeah.
You went to Cape Town.
Yeah.
We went to
Joburg.
Oh my God, yeah.
We went to Joburg
And honestly, it was. We also had a good time.
a good,
that was
good
wild.
time.
And we were there for a week.
Same.
I feel
Like
Yeah.
a week.
about a week.
5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were in an apartment, and I remember it wasn't like a hotel; it was just a basic apartment that we kind of
It was
like
so nice.
got. I remember we put a mattress on the floor,
Yeah.
and it was those things of taking walks, and no one really knows you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
best feeling.
Yeah, that's the best
Yeah.
feeling.
And all that. So when you said that, it threw me.
Yeah,
Back. Yeah. Would you
that's-
say those are?
Would you say that?
Favorite memories?
So just ask the question. So is it
What's
your
your
most-
what do you think is nameless?
Most
Favorite memory.
memory.
of us?
Yeah.
Treasured.
Treasured. I want to say the camping.
The one
When we
did
went camping.
the first time.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was in-
Naivasha.
It was actually Fisherman's.
Fisherman's
And
camp.
it was literally with our last
Coin.
coin.
Dating, married?
No,
Dating.
Dating.
It was
Yeah.
the first. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It was. Yeah, that was like our first time.
Yeah.
I think we had 5K in our.
We had a
Account?
total of
So, but
maybe
you know what?
5K.
This life
Yeah.
is short.
20.
Tualizie pesa kwa camping.
That's so
Buy
nice.
shares, no.
And
we're not doing this
I
thing.
went for camping
Yeah.
and yeah, that was there was something about it
Yeah.
that kind
It
of made
was
us
so
feel
beautiful.
like.
Actually,
yeah.
that's one of the reasons why we got married in Naivasha. Because it was one of the places we had
really
a
good
beautiful
connection.
Time.
Yeah.
And then she also lost. We had only like we had little money. So
Yeah.
we have no money.
Yeah.
And then the little money that we have no money, she loses it.
How do you lose
In
money?
fact,
I had
that's
a
how
G.
tragedy, yeah?
We had a G to spend.
to go back.
To,
To spend and go
it was
back.
here in my pocket.
Yeah.
So tuko hapo, I've had a drink or two, I'm happy, nini, I'm going for like, oh,
You've lost
I have
it.
nothing.
I'm like,
how
do you
Mosky was so upset.
I know,
Oh my
G,
God.
because of inflation right now, maybe the value looks lower. but
a lot of money.
This is the only money that you have.
This is 99.
And there's no M-Pesa, so no one can send you money. So what do you do?
So now I'm telling her, like, what are we
What
going to do?
are we doing?
First, I don't know how we're going to pay for the.
Mosky was, I was so scared because I've never seen Mosky so upset. I'm like, oh my
mad.
God,
I'm
I'm
like, yeah, because I'm like, you had one.
He was
job.
playing pool.
One only.
Keep the G.
And now I'm like, okay, Mosky, cool down. You need to
He
find this.
could
G.
not cool down.
And then
Babe,
you found
I
it.
had no choice but to go look for the damn
You
G.
had to
I
find
don't
it.
think you understand how pissed off Monsky was. I had never seen him so pissed
99,
off.
you only have a G. Then what do you do?
I've pissed my boyfriend off. I sobered up in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Quickly, find it.
Where is
It's
the
in the
G?
dark. I'm looking. It's the campsite.
Did you find it?
It could. I found it. Imagine I found the damn G.
I was really crossing your fingers,
I
man.
found the G. It had jifichats. Yani nilikuwa nimesema hii town
umeweka
lazima.
vipi?
No, it was hiding under. No, it was not anywhere near me. I
No,
dropped
it was, you know,
by
way
the pier. Is it called a pier?
Yeah,
Where
so
you
know
go
there's
to the
some
boat.
wires
Yeah.
that stop hippos from coming. So I think when she was probably either jumping or
Ikaanguka.
fell. So it was around there.
I've never run back. I found out.
So did you smile or are you still mad? Or did you take like 5 minutes to be happy now? Or
I was like mad, but you know you had lost.
For sure, I never lost money after that.
But yeah, I spread a bit of that. So that was a nice.
It was a very nice time.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Shiro.
Your turn.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the second last question. Do you have a couple song?
Oh gosh.
Do you guys have?
I think we have a couple
of songs.
I want to actually because you guys even now sing together. Is it songs?
I think there was
I don't wanna close my eyes. I don't wanna fall in love because I miss you, babe.
Oh, yeah.
Don't wanna miss a thing.
That red rock.
Yeah,
and imagine,
I know
and that one was, I was trying to remember, it was either Armageddon or...
Yes, it was in Armageddon, yes.
So it was an Armageddon movie. So I don't know if you fell in love with the song through the movie.
But what was the other song, babe? Kai.
Yeah. Usi uze. Yani unaweza kuwa na couple song unauliza unasema
Guy. But ukisikia it will this one is the one.
I remember it. Yeah. I don't wanna na sweeter than you.
Oh, sweeter than you.
I'll never find another lover precious than you. Yeah, that one. I pray for someone like you.
I think we still have Ethan's song Kesho Kutwa.
Yeah.
Kesho Kutwa. There's a song by Hata Kesho Kutwa.
It's a
Nah, by Ethan Muziki.
a new age.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Hiyo time hakukuwa na local artist. Judge.
Actually, for example, the way like now, I know your songs, like for example, Sincere. I know it's a song for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so, do you guys, you don't use your own songs? You like akuna.
Like their songs are your songs.
Honest, I'll be honest. I feel like our songs end up being they're jobo.
Okay.
So it's a blessing.
Yeah.
But more in the jobo side.
In the Jobo side.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So
it's
you
like
could be inspired.
inspired, and you know how it changed your life.
Yeah.
And you value the song.
Yeah.
But it's more,
It's the work side.
It's your gift to the world.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not.
Okay.
Really, it's not really like our song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear
So
you.
you find others that meant something because of what you were even going through
At that time.
and
I hear you.
That's why unasikia hakuna local artist.
Sorry.
Wow.
That was a
This-
good episode.
I feel like
Yeah.
It was a
Did
good
you feel like
episode. How did you guys
happy?
feel?
I was like awesome. I mean, but I was sure I would have a good time.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing about it.
It's been awesome.
Oh, thanks for coming,
Thank you so
guys.
much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And you
the
guys are
couples
doing
just look
awesome.
And you just feel like the vibe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So even when you call on, like,
Yeah.
it's hectic.
Yeah.
But we're gonna make it happen, and I'm happy we made it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my wife has grown in this process.
Yeah.
me, I'm already grown. So I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to just chill.
And it's okay.
No, there's been so much insight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been I've had a good time.
Thank you guys. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys have been, you've gone ahead of us in like so many ways, in
Yeah.
all ways.
And we're so excited to have
we really
you here.
admire you guys. We look up to you, and I'm so sure that our audience is so inspired.
Yeah.
You guys have not done this before as well.
Yeah.
No,
So this
done
is
this.
special.
This is
Yes.
fresh, and it was like,
This is special.
this is a podcast we would love to go
This
to.
is so special.
Yeah, so yeah, you're definitely doing like
Awesome.
amazing
Thank
work.
you.
Keep it up, yeah.
So you're definitely doing amazing work, and,
Yeah.
and you can obviously see the purpose in it.
Yeah. Thank you.
And yeah, because I've benefited from watching other
Yeah.
things people are talking about, so
Yeah.
I know it's of value to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I always say, public figures, there's a lot of responsibility on
Yeah.
us because people start now building culture around public figures.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you like this kind of person and there's something they're doing, the other people are going to start molding themselves like that.
Yeah.
So you start realizing it, you have to be so careful.
Yep.
The
what
responsibility.
the responsibility it comes with. Yeah. You can't
Yeah.
do some foolishness because there are fans or people who look up to you who will think that's cool.
Yeah.
Model
That's cool.
around it.
Yeah, and that's what's happening in social media now. a lot of people are watching people's lives and stuff. So you start saying,
Yeah.
we have a responsibility, what we are sharing, what we are saying, how we are saying it, how we are doing it. So I feel like we are leaders in a different way.
Yeah.
Not like the political leaders.
We are.
Yeah.
It's more of culture.
Leaders.
Yeah, culture
important.
leaders, which for
Shapes
me, I
how people
think is-
behave.
Yeah.
So these are the kind of things that are like
Yeah.
Perfect.
on
Thanks,
point.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. We'll definitely have you guys again. Let's fast. Wacha wase kwanza wamalize kuchannelizia hapa. But it's such an honor, such a great honor. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let us know your feedback.
Yeah.
God bless you. Make sure you subscribe if you've not subscribed. This is the Jared Podcast.
We'll see
God
you
bless
guys.
you, Nameless
too.
Wahu. God bless you and your family.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Appreciate you
Thank
so
You
much.
guys as well.
We'll
Thank
see you
you.
guys next time.
Asante
Can see
sana.
the healthy people.
Yeah.